In this experience, I was the recipient of another attack by the dark forces, or maybe another bid by the lower astral entities, who are always lurking near and have a tendency to make a grab for me when the circumstances are such that they can do so. Everything in creation is cause and effect. Every cause we set in motion ourselves, based on what we agree with and decide, and every experience we receive is by our own design, stemming from our own agreement and activation of the corresponding cause. So, in actuality, any attack we receive, any situation we find ourselves in that seems unsavoury, is due to an agreement somewhere. We must then become very conscious of our thoughts and emotions, as churning these out with little consideration will be forging all manner of effect experiences, and not all of them to the liking of the personal self, or very beneficial for our process of awareness either. And of course, the subconscious and subliminal programming, gleaning agreement to ideas not always, if at all, beneficial, are always bombarding us. All in all, then, we can see how the culmination of the various elements of idea creating and idea agreeing, consciously, unconsciously, or subconsciously, can very well have us finding ourselves in experiences where we are attacked. All the various agreements to ideas and the creating of them, culminating in such experiences and situations. Even when we share the ease and present it in whatever ways that we do, will open windows of opportunity for which the dark forces can take advantage of and launch attacks, here on the physical and on the real side. You can bet your boots that if you do any form of sharing on the real side, an attack by the agents of the Calorm is sure to follow. But then it adds more to the experience, a little enhancing excitement that makes for a better retelling of the real side adventure. So in this experience, my room would be flooded by an encroaching darkness as I was preparing for sleep. This I have experienced before, and this can be a demonstration of a personal idea that isn't very wise from an awareness process perspective. The darkness would only be perceived from the view of the real self, on the real side, or perhaps on the physical, in this case, when I enter my in-betweeny state before sleep, a place between sleep and wakefulness, a state that straddles both the physical and the real side. And so real side phenomena can feature in my very bedroom and be perceived by my real awareness. The darkness then can be the demonstrational final result, the effect of a poor personal decision or idea or agreement. Even though the idea may be in its inception and not fully decided upon, the real side reveals everything instantaneously. Thoughts, emotions, and ideas will manifest the moment we create them with our personal vehicles, whereas on the physical level, things take longer to effect, to manifest, as everything moves at a slower, sequential pace in the density that is the passing dream physical level. So on occasion, I may be toying with an idea that perhaps I haven't actualized, or adamantly decided upon the implementation of, and this darkness demonstrates to me that this particular idea creation is best abandoned. Nothing being negated, of course, create what you will, but there comes the time when it's better to knuckle down with focus and real intent, to recognize the ease, and less so to continually create frivolously in creation and have to deal with the effect consequences that serve only as an agitation for our process of awareness. On this occasion, however, it was more along the lines of an attack by the dark forces, specifically more along the astral entity lines, with some of my adventures and such that seem to incorporate the forging of portals for what I am doing. Entities always take advantage of these opportunities and can attempt to seize me. Some real side activities or astral projections result in these portals and conduits, as I have previously recounted. Sometimes my real awareness can sense the entity's approach, and the singing of the new you song can shut down the portals they are utilizing for passage from the lower astral, and deny their encroachment on the physical. In this case, this darkness seemed to precede them, and my real awareness detected the advancing of ill-intended individuals. The real self is always very adept at detecting the intent of individuals. No portals seemed involved, however, this time. It's as though these critters were either already present and lingering for an opportunity on the physical, or somehow using this darkness as a means of reaching the physical. As the creational simulation continues to collapse, it seems there is a weakening between the various life levels, for sure, between the astral and physical, as I have experienced on a few of my astral projections. These entities seem to be jostling ever nearer to the physical, pushing on the very boundary, if you will. Everything, of course, is, and so there is no actual boundaries or levels, but for our personal, literal perspective of it. There is a kind of segregation based on awareness and recognition, where lower astral dwelling individuals cannot enter the nicer areas of the astral, for example. But if areas of creation align, if the physical can be distorted to the point where it is very much of a similar vibration that the lower astral is, then entities from it surely can more readily seep into the physical life level and cause their mischief, even if lacking physical bodies. So perhaps at this time entities can more readily reach the physical level, and so all they require is agreement that they can feature in an individual's experience. So perhaps some thought or other facilitated this attack. Aware of this going on, I would proceed to sing the New You song, as it is the connection to the real universes and aligns with it. Individuals of ill intent cannot maintain themselves in the presence of this song, and have no option but to slink away in the face of this true light sound, or modify their state of being that they can. Again, a decision that is theirs to make. The New You song seemed to keep them at bay, but at the same time I was finding myself very drowsy, and my real awareness knew that if I fell into sleep, somehow these entities would claim their prize, and so I fought to stay awake in the midst of the darkness and this entity situation. My real awareness also knew that these entities had a specific objective: to take me, yes, but take me and reposition myself in my timeline, but at a time prior to this. I even had the exact date of 2016. The real self knows what's going on and tends to have all the information. The personal self, generally clueless and puzzled, but over time, the created self trusts the superior knowing of the real self that oversees it more and more, and just accepts it, I find. Anyway, after a while of this, the entities and this darkness they were enfolded within receded, and everything seemed fine, according to the real awareness and its assessment of the situation, and I would fall to sleep. Generally, entities like to grab people and take them to the lower astral if given a chance, or to possess them, manipulate them, or even steal their physical vehicles for themselves, and displace the occupant, who, surprisingly, must suddenly find themselves on the astral, or wherever beyond the physical, all based on agreement to whatever ideas allowed, whatever the entities proceeded to do, with the agreeing individual in the effect experience consequently. Here, though, it seemed these entities, or whatever they were, had the ability to remove me from my physical body here, but instead of take me to the lower astral or steal my vehicle, would reinsert me in my physical vehicle as it was in 2016.